Hello, I'm John, and I'm joined by Howard.
Woohoo!
You need more views, Howard. How
Yeah.
could you be happy if you don't have more
Yeah.
views?
So I just want to throw this out there. I don't block people. I don't block content. Whatever you write on the comments stays.
I feel it's important to get the story out there, man. Exercise some demons and dispel some things that have been said and that are out there, you know.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and it's just one thing that we try to avoid, but
Yes.
it gets to a point where it cannot be avoided.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. So basically, this is a response to a lot of things, including a video posted by one Philium 2 days ago, who decided to record himself scolding us like a high school gym teacher, saying that you're immature and you need to learn how to be men.
Phil, I admire your honesty and hope you can answer my question since you're quite open about this. I know you'll probably get this a lot, but what's up with you and John Rambo? Did you have a falling out? Is it because you two were far away? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter. Thank you. The bottom line is this. If anything actually happened behind the scenes with John or Howard or whatever happened with the people back in Connecticut, right, who I used to do stuff with all the time, it's 100% on their end, and it was never actually brought to my attention at all. He doesn't ever write me. He doesn't call me. He doesn't text me. Nothing. And I did try actively to contact him and talk to him over the course of the year. And basically, I heard nothing whatsoever from John Rambo at all since then. But in life, if you have something that you want to say or you have an issue with someone, all right, say it. Bring it up. Hash it out. Don't let resentment build up behind the scenes for whatever amount of time or whatever, because that's what happens is then if something happens and you don't bring it up and you let resentment build up, that's when relationships get ruined, right? And the bottom line is, did I ever hear or even get wind of anything negative from John or Howard or anyone from that camp who I used to do stuff with in Connecticut until I moved? No, not once. It was like nothing's wrong. And then all of a sudden, once I moved, it was like, that's it. Well, Phil's gone, so now he's out of our lives. It almost feels like to me like they're saying, well, he abandoned us. You know, we used to do all this fun stuff together. He's not here anymore, so now we're mad at him or something. I don't know. But it is, again, it's speculation. Anything that I could possibly say about a John Rambo situation is pure and utter speculation, because I've been completely in the dark over the whole situation since it began, if it even began. So that's why people want to start all this fucking shit, right? All this drama and controversial shit. They must have had a disagreement about money. Phil must have revealed something really personal or something. Nothing ever happened. At least from my side, zippo. And I hate to say it, but in real life, if you're mature, if you are a man, you will speak up about an issue. You will not let it linger and resent and build and fester into some kind of a negative thing where you don't want to talk to someone again, and then you're going to even at some points talk shit about them and stuff. See, I would never do that, because I have no reason to talk shit about people who I have always had a great relationship with. Thank you, you fucking worthless humans, for the views. Ask John Rambo, because I have no clue and I have no control over it. He doesn't talk to me anymore. He won't even respond. If I text him or call him, I don't get anything back. So from my situation, from my perspective, it's not even a relationship anymore. It's over, and it's 100% on him because I had nothing to do with it.
I looked at his people that he was following, and he unfollowed both of us. And
Yeah.
there was no really no rhyme or reason to it, which I thought was, I think that was the first shot. This is just to let people know our side of the story, because people have a tendency to just view one thing and not look at it from another way and trying to understand the other party's view
Yeah,
on it.
and I'm not angry. Like, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I'm not angry with the guy. We've said before publicly, like, we wish him the best. Don't wish him any ill. You know, I hope he, like, makes a ton of cash and has a great life, man. You know,
Yeah.
why would I not feel that way? What is it? How does that affect me?
You know, you can't even trust him in terms of like sending a message, like a text message, because you don't know if that's going to get publicly put on like YouTube, or if he's going to make a video about it.
You know, I told you guys I'm the realest person on the internet. I got nothing to hide. I'm going to tell you exactly what we talked about via text.
Because it's something, you know, if I send you a message, I don't expect you to the next day or 2 days later or whatever make during your regular vlog sessions, you go ahead and you publicly read the message.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point, because like what we're going to be doing today is kind of maybe revealing some things, and I've kind of really held against doing that, because it does make you in a sense a hypocrite to be doing the same thing that has caused you pain or caused you to be pissed off. But it gets to a point like enough is enough, man. At this point, it's really jumped the shark, and things have got to be put out there, man. You're not creating content. It's freaking garbage content for the bottom of the barrel, man, and that's what it is. But you get dragged into it, unfortunately, So, getting back to his video, as I said, it's an example of the problem itself. It's full of what's been a long history of him saying things publicly, out of turn, exaggerating things, or saying just saying shit that's not just not true.
Yeah.
About me, about others, man. So, and again, if people get pissed listening to this, as a consolation prize, if you really think about it, if you're a fan of Phil's, you have to agree that I did, and I know you did to an extent, everything you could to help him over the years. And so much so that to this day, he makes money off of videos that we're in to this day, every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's, 10 cents, whether it's $10, whatever the hell it is. He's making money off of work we did for him every single day. And he's still finding new ways to monetize us based on that video and other things that go on.
It seems that the money was more important than us being his friend.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Look at all the shenanigans that has transpired in the past few years, where people like
Dark Side Phil, or DSP for short,
raise up all this money, promise a product, and then basically everyone's SOL. They took the money and people are fucked.
I won't even get out of bed for less than $50.
We didn't want to throw the shot, but now we have to throw the shot. He has an issue, like a really big issue with damage control. Like, he doesn't know how to ignore things.
Yeah.
So this is why we're in the situation that we're in now, is because of that.
Yeah.
There was no need for him to address this. He could have just let it go, and that was it. Every single time we've been out in the field and people have asked us about him, all we do is we don't associate with him anymore, but we wish him the best of luck.
There's things that are out there that he put out there, things other people believe that are not true.
I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country.
Yeah.
So I have to defend myself. We have to dispel some things. So I want to get into a couple things here, man. So the first one I want to talk about, which is disgusting, man, is money, okay? You ever told, you shouldn't talk about money? You ever
Oh, yeah,
ever
all the time. All the time.
But the problem is, info that's been presented to you is not exactly true. So it's something that he says quite often. John got 50%. He got half of everything that we made together, or videos I was in with him, right? And again, Howard, why is this something that's said publicly?
This shouldn't have.
Can you come up with any kind of reason?
There is no reason to say this unless he's lying, or B, he's trying to save face. There is no reason to even address anything about money publicly on a YouTube video.
Yeah, and this is done way before there was any kind of before there was major problems. Just something that's thrown out like, "Oh, look, I'm a great guy. I'm giving him half the money."
Yeah,
it's not exactly the truth. Okay, so we've been hanging out for a couple years before that, playing games. So just kind of transition into now we're going to be playing games, but recording games. And I did this stuff from 2008 when he started YouTube. I did this for probably a couple years for nothing. He signs on with Machinima a few years later, and I had to come to him and ask, because we're still doing videos. I said, since you're getting something for this, do you feel that I should get a percentage of that for my efforts on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we make an agreement, which will be basically half of the month's co-op income. So what happens is he takes out taxes from that amount, and cuts it in half, right? I get half of that. But for instance, if it's March and we do videos in March, I will get a percentage of what was made in March. That does not include residuals like for months coming up. Like for instance, if those videos make more money in April or June and July, okay, like that doesn't include that. So whatever was made in April for that month, that's what I would get. It does not include streams or whatever other money comes in, right?
Yep.
This went on for a little while. And again, it's not exactly 50% if you throw that out there, but this goes on for a little while. Then he says to me, Machinima isn't sending me reports anymore, so I have no idea. I have no idea of the amount of money that we're making on the co-op. I have no way of figuring it out. So I can no longer figure out this percentage that we agreed on. So I basically just go, okay, listen, throw me $100 every time I come down. Okay? And the way I come to this number is because round trip, it's about 2.5 hours of driving. Right? I'm there the entire day, and I have to buy a meal at some point. So give me $100 to kind of cover my expense. You also have to consider, these are days like I'm not going to work because my job, and I'm an independent contractor, so I'm not going to work these days. So if you really do the math, with gas and food and wear and tear in your car, $100 every time you come, you're not exactly profiting there. and including not going to or working at a job which will actually make you more money than this, So just to flat out say you got 50%, it's far from true. It's far from the truth there. Like I guess it's half truth. It's a half truth. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it's a half truth.
So when people want to throw other stuff out there, man, like you went to conventions and you paid for things. Again, like you go to conventions, you got to take time from work, which is I'm not getting paid for work. We went to conventions, he's got an injury. He has a back injury. So I would go and I would carry things. I would film things. I did all the driving, as you know, and do whatever I could to help. I was coming as not. It's not just like, hey Phil, take me on this trip, and I'll fuck around and I'll sit by the pool. Came as basically to assist him in his business, as he likes to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's not me. That wasn't me complaining about like I should have gotten this, I should have gotten that, or anything else. It's just like, again, it gets out there. He got half of what's made, but there's many more details in there that are not given. Let's get into this, man. I'll spend all day on this. Probably go 8 hours on this topic. Try to keep it down as much as we can. But we got to touch on Project 7 because again, there's things said publicly that kind of need to be addressed. So Project 7, man, the version we were involved in. Tell us a little bit like how it started, Howard, man, because those are your guys, the very beginnings of this thing.
Well, basically we got together and like.
Well, how do you know Andre and Paul?
Andre and Paul are childhood friends of mine. We grew up together.
Yeah.
And basically Paul, as we got older, Paul ended up going to like a film school, and Andre as well. So yeah. Andre went to a film school in California. Paul went to a film school in New York. And, we're talking about YouTube and stuff. And, I made mention about, that I started doing YouTube stuff and, talked about a little bit about you guys, you and Phil. And, they were interested.